Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the murder of a Google executive who hired an escort and then was possibly killed by her. Supposedly, in all the stories I've been hearing in the news, this prostitute was having relations with the executive and they would go do different things, and then she injected him with heroin and he died. And there somehow was some footage of her literally just walking around and cleaning up after he was dying and not really trying to help him. And now there's even reports that she's done this again to someone else, and they have possible information that she was on the internet searching about defenses of what she could do to get off from committing all these crimes. And it just shows me that anyone can die from a heroin overdose. My little brother died at 27 this year from a heroin overdose. His story is not quite as dramatic. He went out with some friends to a bar, walked home, and he was alone, and he injected himself with heroin, and his roommate found him dead the next day in a pool of blood, and it just tore apart my whole family. But what I want to tell you is anyone can fall into the traps of addiction, and even heroin, because I remember when I was growing up, people made it like heroin was this dark drug that not many people except very sick or street users would be into. But these days it happens that anyone can do it, and getting opiate addictions is so common. Many times people are in pain or begin using opiate medication, prescriptions for it, and then they can't get it anymore, so they start to buy heroin because it's cheaper, easier to get, and maybe even sometimes stronger. And that's what happened to my little brother. He used to use opiates as something that he would get from prescriptions, and eventually he couldn't get it anymore, so it was a lot easier to buy heroin, and he died. And my work is as a life coach and sober coach. I'm a social worker, and I help other people facing addictions and mental illness. And when my brother died, I was working at a rehab, and I talked to all the people about how they could use heroin when they know there's dangerous, toxic heroin around the streets these days. And they laughed at me, and they basically just said, they want the strongest, most lethal, most dangerous type of heroin possible. And this affects every type of community, from poor inner cities to rich, wealthy people in California, even in Silicon Valley, where people are very educated and intelligent. Doesn't stop them from becoming addicted to heroin. And this story of a Google executive just shares that someone who can be smart, wealthy, and successful can die of heroin overdose, just like someone who's a homeless person. It doesn't matter what your ethnicity is or your race or your age, heroin can and will kill you. So I want to encourage you to try to seek help, find a psychiatrist or a therapist to work with, maybe join Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous. They have free meetings all over the world, and I also do coaching. You can find out on my website at bipolaronline.com. That's bipolaronline.com. And I would love you to read the book that I wrote that explains a lot about my brother's death and lessons for those impacted by addiction, as well as those that have mental health issues. It's called Depression, Bipolar, and Heroin: Lessons Learned from Losing My Brother to Addiction. And you can find that on my website at bipolaronline.com. And you can also go to Amazon, where it's available exclusively. In the month of September, we're going to be giving 20% of the proceeds and profits from the book in September to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We partnered with them to help raise money to help those with mental illness, and we hope the book can reach other people, and maybe other families don't have to lose their relatives, just like I've lost my brother this year. I'm sure the Google executive, his family, is probably devastated, and all those that worked with him and know him. And it just shines a light on the issue and what's going on out there, and how we have to work together to try to help other people. And this woman, if this is true, is just shocking. How anyone could kill someone and watch them die and not even try to help them. I can't imagine that. And I know if she is guilty, they'll do, put her away, and she deserves to be away. So, no one knows until all the facts and information comes out, but scary and sad to think about. So thanks for watching this video. Check out bipolaronline.com, and if you want, please support the book we wrote called Depression, Bipolar, and Heroin: Lessons Learned from Losing My Brother to Addiction. I hope you have a great night. I'll pray for you and your family, so maybe addiction won't ruin parts of your life as it has in mine and in so many other people's lives. Thanks for watching.